Hello everyone, this is Rajendra Kulkarni from Wren and Pecker Pvt. Today's video is created for business owners, especially SME and startup business owners, to give them understanding or basics about important labor laws which are required for any company which has more than 10 employees that they must have. So let's talk about why we should have these labor law compliances or why we should comply with them. First one is to avoid any legal penalties or litigations. Second is to also to build the employee trust and retention. Once you have something like PF or ESIC, it gives a credibility to your organization and it helps you to retain the employees better. Third important thing is to ensure smooth business operations, because any such penalties etc. can actually destabilize your business and it can create a ethical risk for the business. Uh, Next is basically promoting the ethical employment. Of course, when you are complying with the labor laws, the benefits are also immense for the organization as well as the employees. Next is basically for any kind of audits or any funding that you require. Organizations always look at how compliant your organization is, which is why these labor law compliances are very, very important. Now, while there are more than 200 labor laws, but I'm just going to cover some very, very critical and important labor laws. So these are some of the labor laws. First one is obviously Shop and Establishment Act, without which you cannot operate your business. Second one is Payment of Wages Act. The third one is Minimum Wages Act. Fourth is Employee Provident Fund Act. Next is ESIC Act. Then Payment of Bonus Act. Next one is Payment of Gratuity Act. Then Contract Labor Act. Then Maternity Benefit Act and the Code on Wages. So while this is just an overview, but I'm also going to cover some of this in detail in the forthcoming slides. If you have any questions, any doubts, you can type in the description, and I'll definitely try and answer those questions for you. So starting with this Shop and Establishment Act, okay, this is applicable to all the commercial establishment. If you want to start a business, you must get a Shop and Establishment Act license. And as your organization increases, it is also mandatory to update the numbers. Now, every organization is mandated by certain working hours, OT, etc. Then holidays, leaves that you pay, and those companies who are in the manufacturing business, they are manufacturing any products or services, for them the Factories Act is applicable, not the Shops and Establishment Act. Coming to the next act, Payment of Wages and Minimum Wages Act. So Payment of Wages Act, uh, the condition is that there is a certain stipulated timeline, let's say by 7th of every month, that you need to ensure that the salaries of the employees or your laborers have to be paid. Then minimum wages is for every state. The state government declares a certain list of minimum wages as per the job classification. Now you are expected to look at these minimum wages and ensure that you are paying your staff above those minimum wages and as per the given structure. If you are not doing that, and if let's say the labor officer finds out, this may lead to some heavy penalties on the organization. Okay. And if you Google this, or there are various websites like Simplance which can give you these rates time to time. Every 6 months these rates are subject to the revision, so every January and every July these rates basically change. Next is Provident Fund Act. I'm sure most organizations are aware about this, and they comply also. The applicability is more than 20 employees. So let's say on any single day, when you cross 20 employees, that time you are eligible under the Provident Funds Act. So contribution is 12% from employers, 12% from employee side. This is on the base salary, and monthly filing is mandatory. The way you file your TDS or GST returns, Provident Fund filing is also mandatory. This requires you to open a company's PF account and then on a monthly basis creating those challans. So this is again a very, very important act. It helps in sort of ensuring that we are creating a compulsory saving for employees for the long run. Next one is ESIC. Again, many companies are aware about this. So applicability is 10 plus employees. Now many companies mistake that it is after 20 employees, but the law has changed in last few years, and after 10 plus employees now, ESIC is applicable. And any employee earning salary less than 21,000, you need to deduct their ESIC and submit it to the government. The conditions are similar. This is a monthly return that needs to be filed. One important caveat here is that it's not necessary that all your 10 employees have to be below 21,000. Even if one employee is below 21,000, you need to get the ESIC license. The contribution rates are 3.25% from employer side and 0.75% from the employee side. Uh, I would say this is one of the best medical schemes. This covers medical, sickness, maternity, as well as the disability benefits. There are ESIC hospitals across India, and then there are tie-up hospitals where if you get the treatment for the insured as well as their dependents, they will get the treatment absolutely for free. And again, there is a monthly compliance for this where the challans and the payments have to be done. One important thing for the PF and ESIC Act is, especially the PF, is that you get a tax benefit on whatever amount you pay as a whatever for the from the employer contribution side. Next one is the bonus and the gratuity act. Now both of these are different acts, but I've just combined it for the sake of convenience. Payment of bonus act says that after completion of 5 years of the organization, you are required to pay anywhere between 8.33 to 20% of the bonus annually for employees drawing salary less than 21,000 rupees. This is mandatory. This does not depend that if the company is in profits or losses, but after 5 years of existence, and if you have more than 20 employees, you are required to comply with this act. And you also have to file an annual return of this on a to the respective labor office on a yearly basis. Next important act is the Gratuity Act, Payment of Gratuity Act. This is applicable to company having more than 10 employees, and this is payable after 5 years of service. Okay, in a very simplistic way, 15 days of basic salary per year into number of years is the gratuity calculation. And whenever the employee is leaving that time, and if the employee has served more than 5 years, then you are required to pay this amount to the employees. In case in any unfortunate incidents, in case if the employee dies during the work period, and even if they have not completed 5 years, then also you are required to pay the gratuity payment to their nominees. So these are again two of the important acts. Companies also need to make the gratuity provision on a yearly basis in their books of accounts. Next two acts are basically Maternity and the Contract Labor Act. Maternity Benefit Act is a 26 weeks of paid leave that is given to the employee who is pregnant, and 8 weeks of that is before the pregnancy, and the remaining 18 weeks is after the delivery. Also, the crash facility will have to be provided by the company if you have more than 50 employees. If you have less than 50 employees, then you need to ensure that you pay to that employee for the crash facility, so that that employee is able to take care of those expenses. Then contract labor act is also applicable if you are providing a contract labor and you have more than 20 workers, then you are required to get a contract labor license. And again, your principal employer also need to get a principal employer license, where both of these are required to file certain returns on a quarterly or the biannual basis. Next important this thing is that there are certain things which are important, that monthly payments are PF, ESIC, then wages, challans, etc. Two things which I have not covered especially in this, but definitely when I do a more detailed review on annual monthly compliances, I will also cover profession tax and the labor welfare fund, which are again the important part of the compliances. Then the annual returns are the bonus returns, where we need to file the bonus returns. again the POSH, policy against the sexual harassment, we need to file those returns. And then there are penalties. If we don't file these returns, these penalties can go anywhere from maybe 5,000 rupees as low as to even 1 lakh rupees for repeated offense, or if we don't respond to the notices, it can also lead to the imprisonment of the owners or the directors of the organization. So request not to take these things lightly and ensure that you comply with all the labor laws. Um, Now, Wren and I'll talk a little bit about Wren and Pecker. So, what are we? We are basically an organization which is now working into end-to-end payroll and the compliance services. So, if your organization needs any of these activities, we can help you with this. We can help you with filing of PF, ESIC, LWF, and PT payments. Any labor law audits needs to be done, or if you want a consultation on labor laws, we can help you with that. Okay. If you want any kind of support in terms of your compliance calendar or alerts, we give that for free on our website. Okay. And I'm very proud to say that we are a SME focused organization, so we like to support SMEs anywhere in the range of 5 to 500 employees. That is the audience that we serve. These are our contact details. So if you have any queries, if you want any support with regards to payroll, with regards to PF, ESIC, any other labor laws, or if you want any consultation, I'll be more than happy to connect. Uh, Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe our channel. If you want any other videos similar to this, please give your suggestions in the comment box. Thank you very much.